Rough week there, boys. Green of the can.
Yeah, it's holiday.
I got a cramp from sleeping so much.
Salting so much.
Won't loosen up.
I got a sleep cramp.
Pull my hamstrings.
Well, cheers, everyone, and welcome to From Behind the Barcast, the podcast for bartending, service industry, drinking in general. I'm Paxton. That's Clint. That's Sunset Kelly. Sunset Kelly on the ones and twos.
My fast talking bit.
He's more like casual Kelly today.
Very casual. Cramping Kelly.
Yeah, nap cramp Kelly.
Cramp Kelly.
Because we had this idea that we were going to do, and I was going to film Kelly every time he walked into the door. Just because normally he pops in like Kramer sometimes.
yeah.
And he's always in a different kind of garb, like a different hat, fancy pantsies.
Yeah.
You know, some kind of shirt or something.
Fancy can't move his legs in.
Yeah, no shit.
NASCAR outfits, you know. So then I'm standing by the door waiting for him to come in today. Clint's got his eye on the door. I got my phone ready. You pull up and I was like, oh, he's just casual Kelly today. I don't have time to write a new song for that.
No.
But shout out to all of our patrons. Thank you guys for supporting us. You help us keep the show running and keep it looking so normal.
Keeping us nice and salty, because today, the Salt Man cometh.
The Salt Man,
Salt Man hath
arrived.
come. I walked in the door and was like, the Salt Man cometh, because I brought, last week I couldn't get what we wanted from Davis Produce, so I got a bag of boiled peanuts.
Check.
Can of pickled asparagus.
Check.
A bag of Cajun pork rinds.
Mm-hmm.
And a bag of lemon pepper pork rinds.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, lemon pepper salt pork rinds.
I was about to say, I think salt is the first ingredient in the lemon pepper ones.
Yeah, and just to be sure, I got my content in for me before I'll have a few drinks, so before I leave I want to eat, so I brought a quarter of a Baldino's Italian Battalion.
Nothing like a Baldino sub. I walked into work Saturday, and there's a Jersey Mike's sub on the cooler. I was like, nothing like a Jersey Mike's hoagie during 128 degree weather here. Oh man. And I was like, it was a new girl that works there. I was like, take it in the cooler. Trust me.
Yeah.
Eat it in there. She's like, oh my God, you're right. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I took a bite of that lemon pepper pork rind, and the tip of my tongue went numb. Yeah. I've had like much today except liquids, you know, or especially nothing with that much salt.
Quarter wings have nothing on these things, man.
yeah. The last thing I ate was 3 a.m. quarter wings, which I haven't gotten in a long time. And now Josh is back cooking there.
Oh yeah.
So they were saucy and delicious.
Saucy and delicious.
And what are we drinking today, Clint?
We're drinking High Noons. Oh, there we go. How's your fingers doing pretty good this week, huh?
Yeah, wasn't opening a lot of cans. Yeah,
so Paxton's drinking the vodka seltzer High Noon.
Yep.
And your boy Clint's got the tequila seltzer High Noons. The lime is a lot better with the tequila, shockingly, than it is with the vodka.
The lime vodka ones are terrible.
Yeah.
I have peach vodka one here. So, interesting story. Last night at work, a guy comes in and he goes, hey, I would like a High Noon, but not the tequila one. It's like, you idiot. There's only vodka ones, you dumbass. And Clint today he goes, hey, I'm grabbing some tequila High Noons. I was like, there's no tequila High Noons, you dumbass. And then he walks in the door with them. Also,
tequila High Noons.
I got home last night and I had a 4-pack of these.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw there was some Tres Agaves tequila left on the liquor shelf downstairs. So I made a cocktail of vodka High Noon seltzer.
Wow.
Added with tequila.
What's it called when you have vodka and tequila together? When you have vodka and gin together, it's a Vesper.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, hence the girl's name. And
what's vodka
and James Bond.
Oh.
Yeah.
The more you know.
He wanted her shaken, not stirred. Or maybe you stirred her after he shook her.
Stirred, then shaken.
Yeah. But this is delicious. I poured a little bit of the Tres Agaves, the last little.
So after I mentioned that to Clint, he pours a little of the Tres Agaves into his tequila High Noon, and that got it to the. We both assumed that these were higher alcohol than 5%.
Yeah, there's a 4.5% alcohol. What's that? Same thing?
I think so.
It's on the front side there, the bottom.
4.5.
Yeah. Well, you can't tell with your koozie because my koozie may or may not be a wrist.
It's a wristband.
It's a wristband. But it's hard to fit something that fits these cans. But you would think with Paxton has This is in no way
I'll take a picture and throw it up.
hyperbolic.
That's remarkable.
He has 100 koozies. 150 koozies, maybe?
At least
There's koozies. In the
150.
koozies, it's hard. It is 2 full-size shopping bags full of koozies and 1 shirt.
Oh.
My shirt. I haven't seen
Oh, and
it.
a CD case that I have.
Oh, a CD case.
that I don't even know whose it is.
That is a wide variety of CDs. They had Nora Jones, RJD2,
Flaming Lips, Celtic Conundrums,
if you own this thing,
Mogwai, things I've never even heard of. Music that people in like Spain listen to.
it's just it was a
Russian folk music.
yeah.
So we pull out the
cranberries?
these giant bags of koozies. I knew they existed up there, but only use about like 1 or 2 at the time. So I didn't really know the breadth of. And I moved in here 5 years ago, so they've probably been up there since the move. And we start pulling them out, and the shirt comes out of the bottom of one of them. And instantly, I'm taken back to when I got the shirt. It was probably like 7 years ago.
It was. I lived on Tybee still, so at least 6.
And it was Georgia losing the national championship, right?
No, I wasn't here for that, so it wasn't then.
Yeah.
It was maybe it was the play-in game. Maybe it was the.
It might have been one of the playoff. Yeah.
It might have been the playoff game because you didn't have the appropriate Georgia shirt on when I got to the bar.
Right. So Clint shows up to the bar and he goes, well, I was like, I need some red. And he goes, I got some for you. So I throw the thing on, not really looking at it. I thought it was vulgar, but I didn't really look.
It was red, but it's a solid red and black shirt.
Oh, man.
It says I bleed red and black on the back first.
Yeah, that's the headline on the back. On the front, unfortunately, it says Georgia. Well,
It says Atlanta.
Atlanta effing Georgia. Oh, because it was the
Yeah.
Sugar Bowl or something, right?
It was a Falcons shirt. Atlanta, effing Georgia. If you don't bleed red and black, take your bitch ass home. So it doubles as a Georgia shirt as well.
So I'm getting looks all night with the shirt on. Like some people are like,
You're like, yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm a fan. Look at this. I didn't know just how unabashedly vulgar that
It
thing
had to be in the winter because you didn't change shirts all night. It was a one shirt night. Hey, if it was the Rose Bowl that year, it was very cold. That was the Georgia-Oklahoma game. It was like 2 overtimes or 4 overtimes or whatever.
I just remember us losing with me in that shirt.
Oh.
I think.
Or maybe you were just losing.
I definitely lost that night.
But I saw it, was like, oh, this crusty ass shirt is mine. I'm taking it home and washing it. And the thing is, I bought it. I was at a Falcons Cowboys game.
That's a street shirt.
Oh, for sure. And I'm a Cowboys fan, but I like the Falcons too. I'm a bigger Cowboys. But I saw the shirt, and I had a few. It was a night game, I think. So we've been in that parking lot for like 6 hours. And we've been throwing the football. If you ever throw a football V, run the other way when he starts to throw, because it's going a mile that way. And so one of these errant 6-mile Mahomes throws, I guess Michael Vick would be better. Anyways, I bounced around by this guy who's carrying a bag of T-shirts. And I'm a little lit, and I'm like, ooh, hey, let me get one of those. The guy's like, huh? Because I got Falcons or Cowboys jersey on. But I'm like, no, I like the Falcons too. The guy's like, whatever, man, it's a shirt, $15. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm buying one of these. And I got home and was like, what are you doing with this? Where can you wear this? Wherever you wear it, it's got to be nice. You're not.
I'm going to give it to my buddy, and he was going to bartend it for 6 hours during the game.
You got to look good effing tips.
You can tell street shirt. Like, you walk by outside of like even festivals or ball games or anything like that. If there's a blue awning or like a blue
Pop up. Yeah.
something's underneath there, bootleg DVDs.
This guy was just carrying these. yeah.
Actually, people walk through the campsite,
Duffel bag.
He was sent out from the tent. He was sent from the tent to go forth and gather the money.
He was a scout. Go forth.
They were like, look, we can't have the shirts with the F-bomb on them here at the tent. It says bitch and the F-word.
And there's no logos on there, so even if they got stopped,
Yeah.
they wouldn't get trouble because people make show shirts like for like Panic and stuff like that, and if they use any of the logos and someone sees it,
Yeah.
So to say like
they can just
like short spread,
Spread wide havoc.
anxiety. Short spread anxiety.
Speaking of t-shirts, I'm wearing a Huckapoo's charity t-shirt. It says "Bad for the liver, good for a kidney."
Kidney.
Kidney, and I'll explain that to you. So we got a buddy down here, James, and he needed a kidney transplant. So he's been waiting on a donor. So a donor finally came along. So, and her name's Holly. So
We'll get a picture of this.
yeah,
on
the
on
Huckapoo's
thing.
guy has a Holly tattooed on his forearm, which is pretty cool. And
And he's got a scar where he's going to have a scar for
got
the
a scar
kidney.
where he's gonna have his kidney replaced. So I got to work Saturday, and that was they bought these shirts and were selling them for charity. And it was so cool to see like so much of the community come out. It's like it's a very Tybee thing because we're such a small place and we care about everyone down here, especially when stuff happens like that. And I probably sold more of these shirts at $50 a piece. I'm not selling them, they were buying them from the bar, but I was in charge of selling them on my shift of these than I've sold overall of our normal t-shirts in the past 2 years. And a couple of our patrons, the people who patron the show, Deborah, Irish Mike, all those same people that are like cool to us, were cool to this thing.
Nice.
So it's like there's a through line of like good people that do good things for people. It was pretty nice to see. So then I'm not going to name the guy, but he writes a check. He's like, hey, I just wanted to donate. So I thought he wanted to buy shirts. There's $1,000 on this check. I was like, I can't hold on to that. You're going to have to give that to someone else.
I have a $999 limit.
Yeah, right. I don't want to pay tax on this thing. No, but I had to hold on to a lot of cash. So I was like, man, I'm already on the hook for, $800 here. I don't want to have the responsibility.
Yeah.
Because anyone could, I don't know if you could cash it. I don't know.
You don't want to know.
I don't want to know. I'm not taking the risk.
You're not the banker?
No, I'm not the banker. But it's really nice to have, to see when things like that happen. I mean, JT, before he passed, people came out. We took all the dollars off of if you've ever been to Huckapoo's, for whatever reason, people just start writing on dollars and putting them up. I know it's a thing at a lot of bars, like around like dive bars, but we never implored anyone to do it.
No, it's not like, hey, do this. People are like, oh, I see another dollar. I want to do it here too.
And as soon as $1 goes up, which in the overall, it turned out to be great because we pulled all the money off the walls and helped JT with his chemo, and then some angel donor matched
it. Nice.
So,
I knew who that angel was.
So that's a pretty cool thing. Jen from the Sandbar down here
Did it during COVID,
She did it during COVID. She took all the dollars off and paid her staff for the time off. So, like, it's really nice to be in a small community.
It's kind of an interesting investment. How you think about it? Like, actually, put your dollar up there.
Now when people, the only time it's a bitch for me is like if they're like, hey, can I have a marker? Yeah, let me go find one. Because typically the markers don't stay where they're supposed to.
And then the harder thing, stapler.
If you do walk through the building and find a stapler, I always shoot it at my hand. Oh, of course there's not staples in it. You go to the staple spot, they're not there anymore. Someone has moved them from the last time.
The new staple spot.
You'd think there'd be a staple station.
I mean, there is.
There was.
There's supposed to be.
There was.
Well, yeah, we were pulling those dollars off because it was right at the beginning of COVID. And, since we were we were
to-go order still?
Completely dead. Yeah, we were just doing to-go order. So to pass the time, we would just start, taking.
Because the thing is, no drunk person is putting a dollar at a bar with the two staples. They're like, oh no, wow. Yick 'em. That's where staples go. There's 85 staples in this
Wildless
$1.
gunfight.
And then another thing that I didn't realize that people did, if there's not a space close to you where you feel like it's appropriate,
they just put it over the one.
You go right over someone else's.
Oh,
it's
that's
like,
kind of cruel.
Yeah, it's like
unless you're doing a 5, if you have a bigger bill, be like, all right, fine, you can trump.
I've seen ones over 5s, so people would put a 5 up.
Wait, do you think somebody's doing it over their last relationship?
I was wondering, if it's a bit, if you came here every year,
and every year you just cover the other dollar?
Just cover the other one.
That's pretty cool
to make it current. But the people that do typically come here, they want to put it right next to it.
And you can't.
So their old one, yeah, you can because you just put it over the dollar that's right next to it. So that's where a lot of the.
I don't know if I've ever done that. Written on a dollar, and maybe I've been with a lady who was like, "Look, we're doing this," and I'm like, "Fine." I don't think I've ever been like, "Hey, Clint was here."
I've never felt the need.
You can't read my handwriting. It's just like, oh, someone wrote something.
If you wrote
in
like
Hebrew.
you talk, yeah. If I've seen so many cool ones that
passion fruit. Ooh, get a look
with the.
Ooh, oh man, I put a little bit of tequila in that thing. That is titties.
Dang.
That is good.
Dang.
I'm going to say that I've had quite a few high noons, thanks to my buddy Vinny. We'll get to that in a minute. But I like the tequila better. And I'm not drinking tequila lately, but they got more flavor in the tequila.
Did you already put tequila in that? Oh, that tastes, you can actually taste something in that.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, High Noon Tequila.
This week's podcast brought to you by High Noon Tequila, whether they like it or not.
Yeah, we got to, do we talk about that?
But High Noon Tequila?
No, the weird emails.
Not yet. But we
Okay.
might.
All right. We'll wait.
We'll see how that goes. We'll see what comes over this.
Let's see what. Yeah.
We might
So,
have a sponsor coming up.
yeah.
soon.
No spoilers, but we've been getting some emails. So
But it's
we'll-
definitely a cut and paste sponsor. I really like your podcast about bartending and serving in general. Like it's just our heading on Spotify.
Literally, our heading on Spotify. We
And then,
really.
like, next one, I don't respond. The next one's like, "Hey,
I know you're swamped.
I know you're swamped right now, but I really like what your podcast is promoting." And I'm like, "Oh God, okay, I'll communicate." So we may have a nootropic coming soon.
Yeah.
Some of us could use nootropic.
A lot of us could use.
You know who's going to need a nootropic soon?
Who's that?
Shout out to our boy Vinny King. He will be having Phoebe Freya King in the next 48 hours. Well, he won't be. His girlfriend, his fiance will be. But
Is this an induced labor or are they
no, but
going
she's
in
already-
and then if it goes?
she's already dilated some. So like they're going to Olive Garden tonight. She's like, whatever it takes to get this baby out of here. I'm like, is it unlimited breadsticks?
breadstick?
you gotta poke it out.
I think they're doing different tubes no matter how much.
Hey, you know what though? You put enough bread in there, and crowd that baby right out. It's like, the pasta in there expands. Baby's like, oh,
Put
gotta
a
go.
bun in the oven on top of
That
the
might be a thing. I don't know. You know,
A bun in the oven on top of the bun in the oven.
a double bun. Yeah, it's twins.
So do they typically go to Olive Garden? Is that a thing that they do?
No.
Because I was like, I can't remember the last time I've been.
I love some garbage Italian, man. That's.
We're talking about food, not women, Kelly.
I'm not. Hey,
Touche.
I'm not against it. In theory, I just haven't gone there. You know,
I haven't been to a. Man, I have a high standards for Italian food. I worked in a couple Italian restaurants.
Baldino subs. Yeah, I got you.
That's a sub. It's a sandwich. It's the Italian battalion.
Well, what Italian around here is up to your gold standard, sir?
Olive Garden.
It's Caracas or whatever the Carrabba's. I don't go to the hot lift.
Well, I used to work at a restaurant, and when their sister restaurant was a high-end Italian restaurant.
Oh, I
I'm
got
not
you.
going to give them any sponsorship, but
Yeah.
that place is really good. Garibaldi's has some pretty good, like, Italian island food.
But they're not Italian restaurant.
It is an Italian seafood restaurant. Literally, Garibaldi. Giuseppe Garibaldi.
But why do they have crispy duck on there with a soy ginger sauce? The most Italian thing I've ever heard of. Which is their best dish?
Because their executive chef for 14 years was Danny Kim.
Ah,
Seafood in Italian. Duck, live in the ocean.
ducks go to water sometimes.
Ducks are the trifecta. They're land, sea, and air. That's all in
Talk
one.
about servitude, baby. We got it all in
Surf and
one.
turf and air.
Throw some frog legs on there.
Yeah. Front legs can't fry. Okay, fly?
Seriously.
They can't fry.
Not fry, not fry.
But no, they have a ton of seafood there too.
Yeah. When's the last time you went
They
to?
have picatas.
When's the last time you?
The veal chop à pois. Oh, that's Italian.
I've only gotten
Wait,
the
that's
marinated pear salad and the crispy duck. Like, I'm a child at fine dining because
Do you have any chicken fingers?
I mean, not that much of a child. I'm not Kelly. God.
Hey.
But I've always been, if I go to Fancy Smanchies and I try and go out of the like pork tenderloin area, the
Your usuals?
the steak area, it's always kind of disappointing. And I think it's because coming in on the nights that I do, which are not like busy nights,
Yeah.
that they're just like not ready to throw out something. You know, the slower it is at a restaurant, the more likely the food's not going to be great.
Depends on the night.
I mean, if it's crazy busy, obviously. Then,
Yeah.
But a good rhythm for the kitchen is always preferable.
Yeah, usually. But early
If they're good.
on a busy night is
Yeah.
good too because everybody's ready for the fire.
Yeah.
So they're like, all right, let's get this nice stuff out. Now, because if you ever ordered an upscale dining, the food plateaus at some point in the evening and goes back down with the presentation at least. Not the taste, but the presentation can definitely take a hit at certain times of the night because it's just, especially 9:45, 10 o'clock on a Friday, Saturday night, it's not going to look as good as it used to.
And you shouldn't expect it to.
You should expect it to. You should have gotten reservations earlier in the night or, just, get your standards accustomed to the time you're dining and the day of the week sometimes.
Yeah, there's lots of in and outs.
Thursday is the best day to go to a nice restaurant. Every week, all the time. New specials come out usually on Wednesdays. Thursday nights, they've got it down. Chef's there, sous chef's there because they're getting ready for the weekend. Thursdays are
The orders just came in probably, like all the fresh, meats and...
most places get fresh seafood on Thursday and Saturday. If they're open Sunday especially.
No, that's
But-
what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
that's the first time in the week. Like, if
Yeah.
you go on a Tuesday night and get the special, that's the fish that they didn't sell from Sunday.
And yeah, in any place worth their salt will be like, look, we're out of fish. Because like I'd rather you be out. People get mad when people are out of items. Do you want them to be fresh and delicious, or do you want them to be out of it sometimes? Wait, it's the same thing. You want something fresh and delicious, and it's going to be out of it sometimes. Otherwise, it's just frozen food.
It's just like those pork rinds. If you don't show up at Davis on a Monday afternoon when
Yeah.
when the pork rind guy gets there, they're going to be
If you're
gone.
taking your Lasix pill to help your salt run through your body, yeah. Ooh. And I'm not even sweating up here. It's just,
I am.
just stuck inside of me. That's a shocker.
Well, after this weekend, I needed a little bit. I needed to get electrolyte, as it were.
That's what plants crave. But yeah, shout out to Vinny. He's about to have a baby. And also in that realm, yesterday was Vince King's birthday. It was his first birthday since he passed. And we miss Vince. And he liked pork rinds too.
I was cleaning up the downstairs and I found the postcard where it said "Done, son,"
Yeah.
Vinny King or Vince King, and I stuck it back in a place of prominence,
Yeah.
and then I just flashed back to that giant Miller Lite can that we drank on the air. I was like, man, I could really go for one of those right now. And then I went and got quarter wings. I was like, I should have got a to-go Miller Lite.
To-go Miller Lite.
But I was driving.
Yeah. Well, be responsible. Don't drink and drive.
Yeah.
Too far.
I was able to drive home last night. I was so not drunk because I think anything that I drank was sweated out immediately.
Just in the air, man. I didn't drink. I had one drink yesterday. I had too much fun on Friday.
Did you drink something out of the ordinary on Friday?
I drank a lot of margarita. A lot
Tell me about it.
of margarita. Oh,
Tell me
something
about
else
it.
about it?
Well, no, let's talk about the margaritas first because this is good.
Shout out to Rob and Sydney. We went to nope.
Rio Bravo.
Rio Bravo. Rob said Rancho Alegre.
Rancho.
Which is Cuban food.
Rancho Cucamonga.
Which I've gotten to go food from there. It's always been good, but getting it there when you're with a very regular patron. I mean, the guy gave Rob like 6 kisses on the cheek. I mean, I was like, they're gonna make
Apparently, Rob walks in and they start playing a different music.
I met 6 people that work there.
The
okay?
lighting changes.
Like, they all hugged me, and I was like, okay. But they all thought I was his brother because Rob and I
Yeah,
have some similarities. And so this dude makes us a pitcher of margaritas, and he pours a glass or 2 half glasses out of it, and he goes, "Oh, there's some liquid missing. Tequila and grandma just on top." And I'm like, I'm watching him like, I drove here. I've already had a drink. Jesus Christ.
Did Rob buy this guy a
You bring like, hot sauce in there all the time.
Ford Fiesta or something?
Yeah.
Treadmill.
I needed a treadmill. So Rob and Sydney got one of my least favorite dishes is lengua. Is tongue. Beef tongue.
Oh, I fucking love it.
So it's got to be cooked right. I've never had it where I really loved it. Sure. And like I tried to buy a taco, and then she had like a quesadilla thing, and I was like, "Man, this is kind of good." So we drink all of this. We take 32 ounces of margaritas to go to my house, and they sealed it with a little thing you get when you get like Uber Eats food. So I was like, "Oh, perfect." So there's nothing's been in it, so it's not an open container. It's now a sealed container.
Plausible deniability. Look at that.
I put it in the back seat. They would have noticed, I'm sure. And drove home at 10 and 2. And Rob follows me to the house. We play with the dog for a minute, and he's like, "Look, just leave the food here. I'm gonna drive the bar, leave my truck there." Like, all right, cool. So we do that, and we go have a few drinks.
Did you keep with the tequila?
Oh yeah. Stayed straight with the tequila until we decided to go back to their house around like 1 a.m. And I saw Rob had been fishing the weekend before at a kingfish tournament. When they fish, they take the shot fun that I got that you got for me. Which is a shot fun. If you're not familiar with it, it is a shotgun. You put a standard 12-ounce beer or malt beverage, in this case, in there, close it, lock it, cock it, hold down the trigger, and turn it out of like where the hammer would be. You chug the beverage. And I've said it before.
So the cocking is what pierces
opens
it.
the can,
Okay.
And then you have the trigger held down, stop the flow of liquid, and you let go of the trigger, and it comes down. And I've never, like I said before, I've never chugged a beer so fast in my life. So we're at their house, and I've had a few tequilas. And
I mean, pre-gaming with a pitcher
yeah,
of margaritas, that's a few already.
and thank God, he was making it. It wasn't like Rose's lime juice. It wasn't covered in sugar. But I guess keeping the salt train going from Friday to today. But and then maybe Saturday too. So, anyways, Rob comes out of the kitchen and he goes, "Here you go, chugging one of these." I'm like, "All right." I don't look at it. I look at him. I'm like, "Oh, he's got twisted tea. She's got twisted tea. Oh me, oh my." I also
have
twisted tea.
What a nightcap, am I right?
It's not what you want before you go to bed.
Oh, I'm sure.
And
Did you get heartburn?
no, I don't want to get heartburn that bad.
Okay.
Even with all the Mexican food and the hot sauce.
I was going to
'cause I
say,
ate my entire meal and a fuckload of chips.
someone told me,
And the guy made her bring us fresh hot chips. And we were halfway through with our chips and salsa and cheese dip. I was like, "Okay, you come here a lot."
wow.
I was like, "I'll get the tab. Rob's here all the time to hook them up." But no, they don't.
They did really?
$126. and par for the course for a Mexican restaurant, Bill said 126, came out 131. I was like, don't care. Here's money.
Yeah. That. Oh, they must hook him up though. Well, I think they.
I mean, they still hooked us up. Like,
Yeah.
What we ingested, like alcohol wise, it probably should have been like 150.
Well, so Mexican food, tequila all night. I don't care if you never got heartburn before. It seems like that would be the perfect recipe. But then I've had people tell me once
I came home and ate a Greek yogurt and some peanut butter and banana before I went to bed. About an hour before bed. So
once the Twisted Tea virus hit me, as I see that it's hit you now, the virus is spreading. Once it hit,
cannot contain it.
Once it hit me, I was commiserating with another Twisted Tea
victim, Twisted Tea victim.
And they were like, I kind of had to pull back because it started giving me heartburn. I was like, pussy, I don't get heartburn from Twisted Tea. Literally the very next night after work.
I think you get heartburn from holding a Twisted Tea, don't you?
I certainly, after I had like 4 or 5 in the walk-in cooler while shedding tears, I woke up the next day, I was like, they were right. The heartburn set in. I was like, well, I guess I got to stop.
So I didn't get my heartburn. So what I decided to do on Saturday with my hangover, because
let me guess.
thank you, Twisted Tea. Go ahead, throw out a guess there, buddy. Obviously, it's not what you think it's going to be now.
Obviously, yeah.
Because I woke up at the death hour of time.
What,
4:30 is last delivery. I woke up at 4:25.
Oh, you're that guy now.
No, I'm not that guy.
No, he wouldn't be that guy.
But that guy realized on Sunday that on Friday and Saturday they actually stopped delivering at 6:30. But I didn't realize that till Sunday when I was looking for something else. And I was like, God damn it. But whatever. So I got Holy Pie Pizzeria. Never heard of it. It only had 7 reviews on Grubhub. I got a pizza and wings 3PO deal. I don't know. I'm attracted to this company for some reason. Standard size pizza. Well toppinged. Mushrooms and sausage. A 3 cheese option. It was 69 cents extra for them to use 3 cheeses. I was like, oh, duh, 70 cents. I'm in.
I'll do a 3 cheese blend.
69. Nice.
Get
the pizza. It's got a few bubbles. You know, it was good. It was very good pizza. Quality, not oversauced.
How many wings?
10 wings.
Okay.
And bruh, these wings.
So why'd they call it the 3PO? What's the name of the pizza place?
Holy Pie Pizzeria.
Well, wouldn't it be like Naboo Pie or something like that?
It was just special. Was the HP3 cheese mix, whatever? Maybe it was the 3P. I don't know, bruh. All I know is I was.
So did it come in a Star Wars theme box?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm disappointed.
It's a hat.
How much did it cost?
I don't know. Well, it's Grubhub, so I'm getting an inflated amount of money on it. You know, it was like $38 with tip.
That's not terrible if you
So
just
it's
got
like
to sit
45
around.
bucks?
Yeah.
47. Well, I tipped 20, yeah, $46. That's not bad. Now, I mean, you get Domino's. There's a $5 service charge tacked on there, so it's almost the same cost. If I've had
From Domino's
if I'd
or from
gotten
Grubhub?
10 wings from Domino's, which would have been not near this size. These were good size wings. The wings were fantastic. Asked for blue cheese. Got 2 things of blue cheese in there. It was good. It was worth. If I had gone and picked it up, I'd have been very happy with what I paid for what I got. But I decided, I'm just going to eat all 10 of these wings and this entire pizza today.
That was your day?
Tonight or whatever. Between 8:30 p.m. and like 2 a.m. So you didn't think I was going to get heartburn? Well, guess what? Now it's back, baby.
Yeah, we're back, baby. So I think we all had a similar day. You just had it on Saturday.
Yeah.
I had it today. Kelly and I had it today.
Yeah.
He's got nap sores.
Well, Sunday, my buddy Brian came over to make a new futon for my dog. You're welcome, Dooley. Or to put it together. And I was like, what do you want for lunch? And he's like, Baldino's Philly cheesesteak. And I'm like, I've never tried that one. It is fantastic. I'll be getting it next time. But so I had 3/4 Baldino sub yesterday. And for dinner, I was like, I'm just going to fat. I worked out last night until like midnight.
Work out and fat out.
So I was like, what am I going to eat? Oh, wait a minute. Whose leftovers are still in my fridge? The lengua.
The lengua tacos.
So I took the 2 tacos Rob had left, her quesadilla, took all the meat out of the 2 tacos, put it in the quesadilla, set that bad boy together, Taco Cat's hot sauce on there.
So you brought your own tortillas to the party?
No, she had a quesadilla.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
I used the old
so that was a
quesadilla.
flour, right?
Yeah, flour. Threw that bad boy in the oven.
Because there's a very
I had
short...
an avocado.
Oh, no. Oh,
avocado on top.
There's a very
Sour-
short expiration date on to-go Mexican food.
2 days.
Well,
So what I did though,
if
when
there's
I got
anything with the corn tortilla, it's 2 minutes.
when I got home from their house, I wrapped the whole cocoa package in saran wrap, so it was kept the moisture inside. Hey man, pro tip: if you get home from anywhere to go food, it's in a styrofoam box, wrap that bad boy in plastic wrap. It'll taste a lot better the next day. It won't dry out as bad.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, because those the plastic clamshell or the
Those things
styrofoam clamshells.
They don't give a shit about your life.
Yeah, they don't care.
No. The wooden boxes, the cardboard boxes, nothing does.
Well, see, you can bring those leftovers back to life if you have the accoutrements around it, like the fresh avocado.
I did everything I could, and it worked just great.
And if there's flour tortillas in there, because corn tortillas, those last for about 5
I think after
seconds.
you get out of the car with your to-go food, it's over. It just disintegrates.
Yeah.
I made the mistake. All right, so Gavi down here, which is our Mexican restaurant on Tybee, I got the number 8, which is like a burrito, a taco, whatever. It's a combination. And I got there. They told me 15 minutes. I got there in 14 minutes because I wanted to take the taco home as fast as I could. I got there. Food showed up. I sped home. 48 seconds from there to here. I get it time to unwrap that taco as quick as I can. The shit falls out the bottom. I was like, why did I make this mistake?
Corn tortillas are to eat in the restaurant. Flour to go. I want to do all corn myself, but flour, if you're going to take it with you, it's it's processed. It's going to last longer.
If you learned anything from us in the first half of this podcast today, corn tortillas are for eating in the restaurant.
Tequila high noons are great.
Tequila high noons are great, and flour tortillas are to be taken home. It's the quote of the week. See you in a second.
And we're back.
And we're back from the walk-in cooler.
Yes.
Crying in there a little bit, which is like the safe haven for everyone, I think. If you work in a place that has the luxury of a walk-in cooler.
Or a walk-in freezer.
Whoa.
I used to work at a place 5 years ago.
Someone asked me the other day, hey, where does Clint actually work? I was like, honestly, I don't actually know.
Nobody does.
I know one word in it.
I don't know.
I know the second word. I don't know the first word.
McDonald's on Skidaway.
I'm at the Crystal on Skidaway. Come see me. On B Road.
Come see me at midnight.
Yeah.
You only find me through the drive-through, though, so you must wait 45 minutes to get to the window.
Bring your gun.
Yeah.
Because fights do happen after the club.
So you said, you like to hang out in the walk-in cooler to go cry. I have found a new nice thing at this place, wherever I worked one time. We have a portable unit called a toast unit. And a lot of restaurants have portable units you can put orders in. So I don't write a lot of things down, so I get the order. Usually I just put it at the table. Not anymore. I get the order in my head, and I walk directly into the walk-in cooler or freezer. Now, glasses off first, because if you take your glasses off and you walk out, you're now blind.
Yeah. My sunglasses do that, yes.
Yeah. And so I'll sit there. I'll put the whole order in while I'm in the walk-in freezer. There's no Wi-Fi in there, so I don't have reception. That's fine. I'll get the whole order in. Take a few deep breaths, walk outside.
Hit send.
Send. Order done, body cooled.
You're not the only co-host of this podcast that has done that.
Oh, you just go in there and write them down?
No, not me. I walked in there 5 times Saturday and Sunday, and Alex would be in there rewriting tickets. Because typically at Pooh's, I'll start to write a ticket, and you know how the rhythm of someone ordering, like you can tell when you think they're towards the
And
end.
your ticket's all jacked up.
And then, so I'm like, I'm wide at the top, and then it starts getting thinner and thinner.
It's getting smaller.
To finally where if I have to flip the page, I'm like, all right, I'm just going to flip the page and go in the cooler and rewrite it.
Yeah.
Every time I walked in there's Alex rewriting tickets. I was like, that's exactly you. We hadn't been on the cycle yet. Now I've been on my menstrual cycle with a lot of the women there, and we show up in the cooler at the same time. Like, it's you again. You in here for? Are you drinking or are you crying, or both?
Are you writing?
Yeah. Because typically I'll go in there even if I don't have to write anything, or if I don't want something to drink, or if I don't want to cry, just to walk in there, just to not be seen.
Stand and go.
Yeah. But when it's so hot like it was Saturday, and our ice machines quit working, they just couldn't produce enough ice. The walk-in cooler also suffered. So it's basically just a walk-in room. Cool, yeah.
No, it's airless.
No error on it. I hate the solidarity of just being in there, nice and quiet. You can see your breath. You finally get that moment, and then bam, the thing opens, and it's one of the kitchen guys running in there, grabbing tubs of tomatoes and and lettuce and spilling them and ruining your chi moment.
And you're like, oh no. Well, speaking of ice, I had a table. I didn't have a table. A coworker of mine had a table on Wednesday. And if you're not from here, but you've seen the weather once, it's hot as shit. And in downtown Savannah, it's a lot hotter than it is on Tybee and on the islands because you got the ocean breeze, cools off. It's about 5 degrees cool or warmer because all the concrete and the cobblestones,
no wind.
Yeah, they hold the heat. Even on the river, they hold the heat. Not that I work on the river. They hold the heat.
Yeah.
And so it's hot. It's at 5:30, 5 o'clock. It's pretty much, it's peaked and it's coming back down, but it's still hot. This table chooses to sit outside. Server comes out there. Second trip to the table, third trip table. Hey, how are you guys doing? Here's your app. Anything else? Yeah. Our ice melted. So we need more ice. Okay. And he's like, oh, I'll be right back with more ice. Brings them a pitcher of ice. Here you go, guys. Here's some ice. Oh, no. We're going to need new glasses, too. Our glasses are all sweaty. And he doesn't say anything. He looks at him and goes, I'll find you a new server, and walks away. He's just not having that shit. Because that is the most.
Well done, sir.
Respect.
Especially at a place like that you used to work at 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It's probably not the best, PR for those people. You're like, I could do that at my job.
Yeah.
And, no one would bat an eye. I mean, I could pull my balls out of the bottom of my dress.
You could.
And no one would bat an eye, but I'm not gonna.
But he was just like, and he's been having a rough time last few weeks. He was just like, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to deal with this. Like, the insane ignorance to be like, our glasses are sweaty. Guess what? When I bring them out there, but before I get to the table, sweaty again. You chose to sit outside.
You're sitting outside.
You can come inside. There's tables inside. Because that's my thing. Next week, 5 years ago next week.
Yeah.
We got 99, 99, 99 back-to-back days. Look, you have a table outside. I don't. There's somebody sitting outside at a table. It might be in my section, but I'm not going out there.
I walked to work Saturday because I looked at my phone and it said 88 degrees or something like that. But I didn't click on it and look at the feels like.
The heat index of 118?
Yeah, so by the time I got to work, I could not cool off for the next 4 hours. And as I'm trying to cool down, people, same exact thing. People were like, I need more ice. I'm like, yeah, I'll pour you some more ice. They didn't ask for another cup, but as soon as I would pour them the ice, they'd be like, is this going to keep happening?
Yeah, exactly. You're like, is the ice going to keep melting in the heat? I don't know. Maybe.
Have you noticed? So then there's two people. I made them a koozie like this, where it's just you take a cup, put a napkin, and then put another cup.
Yeah.
A Tybee koozie.
Genius.
I thought that this was going to win the day. I was like, look what I've done for you. They're like, it's not working as well as I thought it would.
Oh, God.
It's
Nothing's going to work that great.
Yeah.
So
doing work good? Moving to Maine.
And along those lines, I saw this comment the other day.
Comment?
Comment. It was, not on any of our shit. I
thought you meant a comet.
Oh, no. Shooting star. I saw a comment. And it was on Margot Robbie. She's doing a press tour for a movie, like maybe the Barbie movie or something like that.
Well, she was doing a press tour.
Well, so she's on this press tour, and this lady comments on the post. She goes, lady, since you live in LA now and you work out of LA and that's where you get most of your money, maybe drop that dumb Australian accent. You're in America now. That's where you get. That same lady would be like, I need new cups because these are all sweaty.
Stop having an accent.
Stop having your own accent. You live in America now. That's where you make most of your money. Actually, bitch, I make most of my money from China.
Yeah. Somebody told
watch
me
more movies.
Somebody told me that they used so much pink on the set of Barbie that they ran out of pink. All the paint suppliers were like, there was a shortage of pink paint for a little while because they used all of the pink paint from all the paint, like Sherwin-Williams and DuPont and all them were like, yeah, y'all got it all.
Jesus.
It looks oddly entertaining. I'm not going to go to the theaters and see it because I'm going to go see Oppenheimer instead. But it's made some good memes, the Barbieheimer memes of her and Cillian Murphy as Robert Oppenheimer dancing together.
Oh, nice.
The pink atomic bomb.
You know, the guy that wrote the Oppenheimer biography. Yeah, he was in an interview the other day, and he refers to him as Oppie. I was like, isn't that the weirdest thing to give the guy who I am become death?
I have become death. I have become death.
Oh, Oppie.
Oh, Oppie.
Oh, that's just Oppie blowing half the
Done
word.
playing with that. Come inside for dinner.
Yeah.
Put down the toy of death.
Oppie, when you're done with the doomsday machine, come inside and get some lemonade from me.
The grapefruit tequila high noon.
Uh-huh.
The worst of the four.
What were the other four? The other was lime,
passion fruit, lime, and strawberry.
Yes.
Passion fruit is the real passion fruit the one with like the little black seeds in it?
Yes.
We were on that the only cruise I've ever been on.
That.
Nice. The only cruise I've ever been on, I was getting. I kept calling it something else, and they're like, "Man, that's the passion fruit." So I was getting that like the frozen drinks of it or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, they were really sweet, but you're on a cruise, you know, like. Man, we were pretty lit the whole time, but when I
what else are you gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you go.
You didn't do? My ice is melting.
My passion fruit is melting. It's bad time about us. So when I'm super lit like that, I don't typically go for sweet foods. And we were talking about this on the break, but in our state room, is that what you call it? On a cruise state room, yes. Kelly from downstairs. In the state room. There were like little incidentals in there, you know, like a couple of beers, but the only food that was really in there were these little cylindrical packets of like bite-sized Three Musketeers.
So this is like a Pringles can?
Sort of, except it was made out of cardboard, like cardboard.
Okay.
Yeah. So I never really dug into them. So God rest his soul, Kevin Carpenter, used to own the Sunday Cafe down here. We went to his stateroom one morning to get him up to come to the pool for something.
Yeah, he always got to wake Kevin up for something.
And we get in there, and it was like a crime scene investigation because as I looked around, I saw where he had tried to open the first one, and it looked like, you know, those cans of snakes or whatever. Whenever so I was like, the struggle started here. I see chocolate spatter on the wall. So then he went to the Three Musketeers and tried to open those bad boys.
Was there like a fight struggle?
Yeah, the struggle
His body's on the ground. It's like, oh no, it came to the ground here.
Yeah, there's no chalk
up anymore.
There was no chalk outline. It was a chocolate outline. I could see the TV was just ajar, so the struggle went into the TV.
The mattress was moved out the box springs a quarter inch.
Just a quarter inch. I mean, I went in there like Will Graham.
There's some moisture here where his tears might be getting up in heart.
Kevin, get up. And he had gotten one wrapper off successfully, but didn't eat the chocolate.
He just got it open. It was like, that was it. That's the end of the struggle.
Because I was like, we were talking about the incidentals at hotels and stuff. And I was like, I can't remember. I guess I'm just not that fancy, but I've only been to like 3 hotels lifetime where they actually had incidentals in there.
I've been to a few, like when I used to go to when they used to have wine shows in Atlanta, the wine companies would put you up in the Omni or at the Westin and these dope ass hotels. So you had the little incidentals thing. But here's when I go somewhere to stay, my room time is relegated to sleep, get ready, or get ready for bed. Like I'm not hanging out in the room.
Yeah.
Unless it's like, for some reason, even if it's death rain, I'm gonna figure something out to do because I'm traveling.
Sure.
You know.
Well,
and I don't travel a lot. You know, I'm sure like V spends time in his room because he's traveling all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
But if you're just
and he's been to Kenosha many times. There's not much left to see.
Yeah. It's a casual traveler. That's I stay in a hotel maybe 10 nights a year. I don't want to be in there for much.
The Embassy Suites in Atlanta, which I've stayed at probably like 5 times when going to like Atlanta shows, they always have Dasani bottled waters in there.
But they're warm.
I know, but you go to after the show. Yeah, after the show.
Those are free.
Are they?
Yeah.
I hope they are. Because after the show, you get home or get to your hotel, you pass out, whatever. You wake up the next day.
Time for some water.
If there's a hot water right there, you're gonna grab it and drink it.
And they know that.
They know that.
They're going to get
those are free though.
I don't know, man. I think they were like $4. I swear.
I think they're free.
Well, sometimes they have like a placard next to it that says "Enjoy this complimentary water." But if there's not one next to it,
say a price, and they can't just be like, "Here's something." Don't eat it. Don't eat it.
But then they put the Fanta in the actual fridge where it's nice and cold, and that's $4. Like, what do you think I'm grabbing?
In the 2 fonts at the bottom of your ticket at work. It's like barely. It's the very fine print. So I went to a hotel in Atlanta with Vinny. We went to a Braves game. Whatever. We went to Atlanta for something. Concert, Braves game, whatever. And we went in the hotel room, and over the fire detector was like a shower cap. Over the fire detector. And I was like, oh, someone was smoking in here.
Your ass.
I don't want them to think it was me, but it was so high off the ground. I was like, I also just can't get this without making a problem. So I just don't.
Because if they saw that after you left, they'd be like, oh, $250 fine.
Well, lo and behold, it ain't just me, because Charlotte went up there for a concert like the last couple of months, and stayed at another, I think maybe in the same company of hotels. She was like, ain't just you, buddy. Look at this. And it was the same thing. Shower cap over fire extinguisher.
I wonder if they just do that for you already. Like there's certain housekeepers that are like, I know these motherfuckers.
But what if there's an actual fire? You might need that thing to activate.
It's going to be a fire, all right.
Lights my fire.
Also, go outside and smoke weed. Like, what are you doing? Some people are lazy. It's probably more cigarettes than weed. You can smoke weed outside almost everywhere, and like
I understand, but
like, hey, put that out.
I think it's
Not
more
doing it,
it's
you know.
more frowned upon to smoke cigarettes inside than weed.
I agree.
Yeah.
Pretty much anywhere. So I think if
And weed
they're
doesn't smell as bad as cigarettes do.
no, that's what I'm saying. But I just think that they don't want to do that to smoke cigarettes in there. Weed dissipates pretty quickly. You smoke one cigarette in a hotel room. I can't remember if I ever have, but I can
I mean,
imagine.
you have, but it's been a long time.
I can imagine
It just stays.
it's going to stay. Weed,
There's no fans in there.
yeah, weed just kind of dissipates. It doesn't stick to the ribs of the room like a pot roast does.
You don't really stick to your ribs sometimes,
What's
though.
that?
Something that really just sticks.
Oh shit. It's the Karen of the week. It's the Karen of the week. Oh shit.
I like that new vibe.
Jesus.
Oh, shit. This is
shit.
weird. So, it was going to be the Ice Princess who was going to just be the Karen because she had to. But instead, a coworker of mine, 5 long years ago, walks up to a table. There's a song playing in the dining room. This man goes, hey, I need you to change the song. And he lifts up his shirt to show his badge. And the server goes, what? Lifts up his shirt to show his badge. And he's like, I noticed the guy had a sidearm on also. So, but where in the hell do you get off showing, stay over here, baby.
Okay.
Where the hell do you get off showing your badge to try to get someone to change a song? Even though the song is knock, knock, knock on heaven's door.
Bob Dylan version?
We dig a little bit. Talk about it, kitchen some. One of the kitchen guys goes, hey, this is actually a song about a cop losing his life. I'm like, oh, this guy must be sad because he's a cop. So when the guy gets up, the server, seasoned gentleman, wants to investigate. He goes, yeah, I'm a correctional officer in Kentucky. You're not even
You're
a
not a cop.
motherfucking cop,
Not even a
Aaron.
cop.
You're also, who's flashing their badge? The fire marshal? What are you, the music police?
When you first said it, I was like, does he work for BMI and said y'all didn't pay the royalties to play this song in here or something?
I mean, and he had the look of everything that a guy had put in a trash can 20 times in high school and wanted to be a cop. And like, not that anything wrong to be a correctional officer, a little harder to be a cop.
Yeah.
And don't flash your correctional officer badge unless you're going into a prison.
I've been around a lot of both,
Yeah.
and I can pretty much say correctional officer, not super high of a bar, not as high as
officer.
police.
Yeah.
When you pulled your shirt up, I thought he was going to flash a gun, which would have been almost way more acceptable.
I think it would have. I'm like,
I
okay.
might change the song immediately
I ain't changing the song for you, officer.
right now.
Now, if Wagon Wheel would have been playing Show Anything, the song will get changed.
I don't have to show me anything. It's fine. Is that a rubber band gun? I'm out of here. Is that a paperclip in a holster? Let's go. Song changed.
Speaking of Bob Dylan songs that could be offensive, you've heard Hurricane, right?
Yeah.
There's a part of that song that's pretty offensive. If you don't know the context, the N-word comes out pretty hard. And this is like 5 years ago. I'm glad you reminded me of this.
Oh,
but
I was there. I was
the song was playing, and I'm like, oh, that part's coming, and I'm trying to go like, because it's like 6 PM or something like that. I'm trying to run to the stereo to click it, and I look over and meet eyes with a black gentleman. as the song is saying the titular word. I was like, I'm so sorry.
And the guy was like, I've never heard of this song. What are you doing?
Like, what are you doing, bro?
There it is.
Here. You know what? I do have a Darren. I didn't have one. I didn't have a Darren or a Ken, but I do this week because this happened to me last Thursday, 5 years ago at this job we worked at. Mitchell Marklew.
It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Mitchell Marklew.
Whoa!
A guy that I work with. I get to work Thursday day, and we have an iPad that controls the music. We have Spotify. So typically when I get there,
Is it someone Spotify? They finally get it for the
no,
restaurant?
it's house Spotify, but everyone can contribute because it's an open iPad. You know,
God, when you type any letter on that Spotify, it must come up with the craziest shit in the world.
bruh, it's crazy. Well, yeah, it is crazy. Things I've never even heard of, but are like very popular. They have like 2 billion spins. I'm like, what the hell is this?
That's when. Remember when you were 12 and you would play a song back to 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 back.
Yeah, I do.
To back.
Yeah, to back. And then
That's when
a few
when
more.
you're 12.
Yeah.
That's who skewed. People are like, oh, this song's at somebody's Spotify listens. It's being skewed by the youths.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Because imagine before they started keeping metrics of it, if you were like Guns N' Roses, and how many times has Sweet Child of Mine been listened to?
Pour some sugar on me.
It's 5 billion on Spotify now, but that song's been out for
5 billion.
35 years. Think about it.
Yeah.
How many times?
And imagine back in the day, people would record stuff off the radio on the tapes, like I may have done.
Buddy, I used to record shit off the TV.
Yes, the TV, the tape. I had Lottie Dottie,
my tape
Snoop Dogg doing Lottie Dottie on Saturday Night Live, recorded on my boombox that had a little microphone button.
From the TV. Yes. Yeah.
I didn't even think to get a microphone to hook up to my thing. I was like, I'll just use the microphone
No,
button.
just use
that
the
little small square.
reverse speaker. Yeah. So I get to work, and Kyle and I, we typically have the same music taste for daytime. So, when you're working at a bar, whatever, there's daytime appropriate stuff, there's evening appropriate stuff, then there's late night appropriate stuff. So he and I get in there, and if I pick it, it's normally like lettuce radio. It's something instrumental.
Right.
That doesn't have a lot of lyrics, that kind of settles into the background. It's groovy, but it's not.
That's what you want. You want background. You don't want something to take over.
You don't want it to stand out too much.
You don't want to knock on heaven's door too many times.
Exactly, yeah. So Kyle gets there first, and he puts in, he typically skews to like a little more like bluesy country stuff, but like old good bluesy country stuff, like some Lightning Hopkins or something like that. So he starts the playlist. We're setting up, getting ready. The second song comes on. It's like, I'm so fancy, can't stop it, already know. And Kyle's like, what the hell, man? That's not. So he skipped it. It plays a song from his playlist. The very next song is Nicki Minaj, Anaconda or something like that. We're like, what the hell's going on? So I walk over.
You're so tense because the microphones are just going for a ride over here.
I walk over to the goddamn iPad and I look on Spotify. Mitchell Marklew has made a playlist called Mitchell Marklew's Late Night Sex Party or some shit like that. But instead of
Late night sex party.
late night sex party with ladies.
No, I'm thinking it's Mitchell Marklew's Late Night Sex Party or something. That's the title. Or something's in the title.
Oh, I can't wait to see him.
Or something.
Late night sex with girls. Thank you very much.
I'll have you know, it's girls this time.
And that's not even the full title. There's dots out of that. I didn't click on see more.
3 pages of title.
So what Mitchell Marklew has done with his late night sexy time.
Are you going to say his name at all?
I won't tell me your name.
His name more than you said mine.
What Mitchell Marklew has done with his late night sexy playlist.
It's like BB's word every time you say his name.
What he did was he's added all the songs to the current queue of Spotify.
Not to the playlist.
Not to the playlist. I don't know if you know how Spotify works, but if you keep adding shit to the
queue.
So what I had to end up doing
Clear
was
the queue?
I erased his entire existence from that iPad. Anything he's ever touched on that iPad does not exist anymore. Those songs no longer downloaded.
Mitchell Marklew Late Night Sex Party.
Sex party with girls, thank you.
Or something with girls. With girls or something.
Because it happened for like 5 songs, and Colin and I were like, "Who that kid's back on the escalator? What the hell is happening?" And these were songs that were like, even for a late night sex party with girls. Thank you very much. Some of these songs are just like, that's know when to hold them. there was the most random song peppered into the sex list that I've ever seen before.
Slam by Onyx.
So I started kind of chiming through them. There wasn't a goddamn Prince song on there. There wasn't a goddamn Tony Braxton song on there. There wasn't a goddamn
with girls.
There wasn't a goddamn Isley Brothers song.
R. Kelly.
Ooh. Yeah.
What was I Would Believe I Can Fly?
It was the Space Jam song.
Yeah.
Good God. So yeah, my Darren of the week, Mitchell Marklew's Sexy Time playlist for girls, thank you very much, or something with no Prince. God.
I just wanted you to say his name one more time, and you just couldn't stop saying his name.
Music's pretty important to me, I care about it.
Look, nothing's worse than when I accidentally put something on my queue. I'll listen to an episode of Rogan or something, and I'll hit, if you address it from the lock screen on an Android phone, you can put the add to list button by accident, and I'll forget that I did that, or I did it by accident when I was trying to move the cursor along to skip a commercial, and I'll be in the gym. First song's on, right? God damn it, Joe. Skip it. Go back to the song. Get in the groove. God damn it, Joe again.
Oh, yeah. It's a terrible, and I like.
It took me like a good 10 minutes to figure it out one day, and I was like, and then I found on my personal Spotify, Mitch Marklew's late night sex list.
It's a virus. It's like the Twisted Tea virus. Yeah. It's gotten everywhere. It's Mitchell Marklew's sexy time playlist late night with girls. Thank you very much, or something.
I mean, I don't know. There's more to this time. That might have been enough. I don't want right on time. I was like, that's good. That's something a good sign off for me. But instead, let's sign off with this.
Okay.
Or maybe not sign off. I had a table.
Where are we at?
About an hour.
Oh.
Yeah, I had a table.
Oh, that's great.
There was 8 of them. 4 of them were children. 4 of them pretended to be adults. They were not. They weren't from this country, which originally at least.
Are we doing a guessing game?
It won't take long.
Okay.
I approach the table and go, hey, I got everybody water. Get the kids water with lids, straws, everything. Yeah, set up. I'm going to come back in about 5 minutes. And I'm talking to the representative of the group who speaks English. I'm now starting to learn more and more if somebody's of almost any international visitor, if there's a kid about 10 to 15.
They'll be your translator.
That's the translator. Go to the damn child.
Sure. So you've learned this now. So that you implement it.
I think. So this one, I'm busy. I was supposed to get to this table, and it just happened. I'm like, fine, I can do this. I got 5 minutes to get any drinks. And you think Clint talks fast. I'll walk up to them like, we're here to get any drinks, appetizers, soups, or salads in 5 minutes. Can you gather all this information? When I return, I'll get it all from you, and then we'll move forward.
Well, that's kind of some dense language for a non-English speaker.
Well, I don't care. Figure it out.
I don't care.
At least have drinks. The first word I said is drinks. Everybody knows what the hell drinks are.
Sure.
I didn't say cerveza. I could be misleading you. You never know.
Okay, all right. So
even better if you didn't know what they were already.
Yeah, I know. I'm being
Kelly
coy.
doesn't, though.
Yeah, okay.
So, no, I come back. He'll have this, this. And what do you want? And whatever language, and then the language they were speaking. I'm like, okay, I'm going to come back. I'm gone now. You've now lost me for 2 more minutes.
Probation.
You're on probation. And I'm busy. And they can see that I'm busy.
But do they care?
They don't care at all.
No, they don't.
Because when I come back after he was trying to land a small Pan Am jet by my head, he's by the mirror, so I can see him in the mirror too. So I'm seeing 2 of this guy waving at me.
You're seeing him in stereo.
Yeah. And the thing is, I'm looking at him and going, finger point. I'm not heading over there. You're not getting me until you get me.
The only appropriate response.
I come back. What does he have to drink? A Sprite. It took y'all. And once he figured it out, he was like, I got you. And I'm like, cool. Any appetizers, soups, or salad? My man takes over finally. 15-year-old kid goes, we're going to have this app, and this app. And he's like, no, I got this. And the name's the same 3 apps. I'm like, cool, got it. Do you know what the kids want per chance? I got to get their food because one of them's like 2 to 3. He's going to be screaming eventually.
Yep.
More on that later. And no, okay. Come back. I'm going to come back. In 5 more minutes, can you have all of the entrees between the 2 of you now organized? I'll get everything at once. I told them what I didn't like and what I did like. They come back. I come back. All right, what are you going to do? And they've got it. All right, this is good. They've got this. I bring out the first 2, first 3 entrees for 8 people.
First 3 appetizers or entrees?
I'll put the appetizers out.
Okay.
I come out with the first 3 of the entrees. I put them down. He goes, we also ordered. I'm like, I'm not done.
I only have this many arms.
I have 2 hands. So when somebody comes in the corner, they order like a dish that feeds 2 to 4 people. Okay. And they put it on the table, and he goes, excuse me, where are the sauces? As I'm putting down 3 other plates. I'm like, I don't have more hands, man. They're coming. And now I'm like, you know what? I'm not telling him this. He's now in 2-minute sauce probation. Sauces are right around the corner on a table. I ain't bringing that shit to his ass. Excuse me, kids need refills. And I'm like, all right, man. I got you. You want to be a dick? I can be a dick.
I can slow roll you, baby.
Or I can pour about 3 ounces of simple syrup each one of these Sprites. That's what I did. Screw them. Got them. I took these 2 kids' Sprites. These 2 kids' Sprites. This guy's being such an obnoxious prick. I was like, you know what? You're getting them Sprite because they don't have any sugar in there. Oh, do they? And I just took the simple syrup thing and was like, we make sweet tea, boy. That shit's, boy, it's thick.
Yeah.
I'm shaking it out of there. I put it in there. I shake it up real good. Here's your Sprite. Here's your Sprite. Another Sprite? Sure can, buddy.
Oh, I will load you
Here's
up.
Sprite. Well, the 2-year-old was not to be denied. He goes, I don't want Sprite. I want candy. And just starts screaming candy as loud as he can. And the person working next to my buddy, B goes, get it out of here. And I'm like, I want to kick it out of here. And I'm like, ma'am, you can take him right outside. Right out here, this way. This is the way to the door. Do you walk him outside? Kind of calm him down. She's like, would you just give me some candy? I'm like, we don't sell candy in this restaurant. I was like, I got vanilla ice cream. She's like, fine. So I'll go out there and I just take the chocolate sauce.
So instead of teaching the kid,
Yep. Nope. We're just
she's like, no, give it to the kid.
Placate the kid.
Shut up.
All the time. I don't know. Unbeknownst to me, they're throwing part of this dish for two. Okay, I'm gonna do this. They're throwing the crab claws just on the ground on the table. I didn't see them until I went and cleaned up. Then there's 8 crab claws. 8 crab claws on the ground.
Shut up.
It was like a sweet little revenge this guy was getting on me.
So do these people, would they typically like to eat things with like 8 legs probably?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a big part of their diet? Do you have a guess yet?
Yeah, I guess so.
Huh?
Yeah.
What? Do you have a guess?
Squid?
Oh, no. People, squid people.
He said 8 legs.
No, of what nationality would these people come from?
Oh, man. Shit.
Large portion of the world.
Yes.
I have no idea. Spanish.
Asian.
Chinese. They were mainland Chinese. That's my special needs power.
What, they poop on the ground or something? Did they poop in the hallway?
2 of my good friends, one's from mainland China, one's from Taiwan, and they have explained to me over the course of 20 years of being friends,
right.
and I can tell now. I've been able to tell Asian people apart for the most part. Like I can do Japanese, Korean, Chinese. The Chinese Islanders kind of get you on thing, and once you get down into the Asian Caribbean area, which is not what it's called at all.
Easy.
Towards the Indian Ocean, there's a lot of countries down there that kind of roll into it. But I can tell the ocean from Filipino.
Gotcha.
I'm good with it because one of them and I were at a bar one night, or at a dessert bar having dessert, and we were talking about that. He's like, you cannot. And I was like, Japanese, Chinese, Korean. And he's like, oh yeah? And proceeds to walk over to each individual table and ask them. And he was like, damn it.
Are you batting 1,000?
Damn it, I'm batting 1,000. He was like, how do you know? Like, look, man, just sometimes you can tell people apart. So not everyone looks the same except for white people.
So implicating yourself in poisoning a child with sugar.
Anyway, so I poisoned them with sugar. I don't care. The kid wanted the candy. I got ice cream. I took that chocolate sauce and I put this thing in a way too big, like a French onion bowl.
Yeah, because you wanted to make sure there was a moat of chocolate.
It was this tall. It was that tall of chocolate. I was like, none of you are going to bed later.
See, so I love that sweet revenge. Hey, I didn't even mean to do that. I love the sweet revenge, but the only way that I can do it at work is I just have to. I'll suggest it sometimes, but if I don't like the parent and the kid wants a Sprite,
you just dump the grenadine in there?
No, I just go, hey, what's a Sprite? Let's get us a Shirley Temple going, right? Yeah. And the kid's like, yeah. And it'll be more red than, and after
pour
like
the cherry juice from the container in there.
Just everything. And by the third one, the parents are like, I see what you're doing now.
He's had enough.
My kid is flying.
The thing is,
he's dunking the ring toss.
I can clean up those crab claws in about 5 minutes or less. You're dealing with that shitty little sugar kid.
Hardcore for about 45 minutes. They're waving at everything. I'm like, stop waving at me. You see that I'm busy.
Do y'all not have like the Andes mints or like peppermints or anything like that?
We ain't got shit.
See, that sucks because if a kid was yelling out for candy, I'd go bring him sugar packets. You know, like
pour it over the mints, chocolate sauce, stir it up.
Here's 100 Andes,
and then just cover it in simple syrup.
Here's 100 Andes mints, kid.
Well, while this is happening, I can give them not them some permission. There's a 3 top next to them. Nice couple, about our age. Kid about 12, 14, dressed like a biker in the middle of summer, whatever. You do your thing, girl.
Okay.
They order some cocktails. This guy's like, right on, yes, man, everything. And he's like, hey, what should we get? And I was like, look, and I got you get the cool vibe real quick sometimes.
Yeah.
And I was like, look, you can get this. Don't order this. Don't order this. Don't order that. He's like, thank you. No one ever says that. I'm like, I'm telling you, don't get those. And he's like, well, the girl was like, I'm thinking about that. I'm like, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You're not going to like this.
Trust me.
Trust me. I see all the food that goes back in the trash can.
Trust me.
This is a big volume of it right here. They get what I tell them to get. Great time appetizers. Great time entrees. First bite entree goes, you know what? Let's get a bottle of Camus. Those of you who are not familiar with Camus Vineyards in Napa Valley, it's a $160 bottle of wine at the restaurant I used to work at like 5 or 6 years ago.
A couple years ago?
Yeah.
What style of wine is it?
It's a cab.
Okay, nice.
It's a cab. Camus is one of the most famous wineries in Africa, in California.
Yeah, Paxton.
Yeah.
Duh.
Africa.
There's people that are listening to this going, come on, goddamn it, Paxton, it's Camus. So they get that. They're cool about it. We start talking about Napa and wineries. $350 tab, $150 on the tip.
God goddamn right.
He tipped what they should have tipped extra from China.
Right, yeah.
Their bill
Well, what was there?
There was 8. An 8 is great. There's a grat.
Aha.
But the value of what the stress cleanup and just pure ignorance. Because the thing is, like, I'm not the right. I know to slow down with someone this foreign. And I'm like, can you just have everything together in 5 minutes? You got me? What did I say? You have it together in 5 minutes. All right, I'll be right back, son. Come back. I'm like, you don't have this figured out. And your kid is back on the escalator again.
The kid is back on the escalator. I had the exact. We talked about it the week before.
The same table?
No, but the landing planes.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, what do you want? And then they turn
to ask.
Hey, and it was just this one guy kept doing it over and over again. And I was like, I can tell you what the people you're asking, I can tell you what they want. Don't ask them. They want 2 shots of tequila and you want a goddamn fireball again. I already know this. So I'm hoping this guy's going to pay his tab because he's kind of hanging out with another guy. And I'm like, the other guy might pay the guy's tab for him. I don't want him to because I was going to get this dude.
Oh, okay.
Comes up, dude's like, "Hey, I'm gonna take care of Buddy's tab." I was like, "God damn it," because I was gonna at least upcharge him like $10 just for the hassle. You know? That's my grat.
Asshole tax.
Yeah, asshole tax, and I don't do it much, but I will
every now and then.
But
I
will
now and then.
Well, thanks for listening to this episode of Mitchell Marklew's Sexy Time playlist late at night with girls. Thank you very much if you were asking or something. Thank you to the patrons for supporting us.
I don't know if we'll be able to get the title, but it's kind of verbose.
If you want to support us, go to patreon.com/FromBehindTheBarcast. All you do is sign up, give us $5 or $10 a month, and you get extra podcasts that no one else gets to listen to. We'll be doing another one next Monday. Last week, it went an hour, just as long as the regular podcast. We didn't have a note on there. We were just like, hey, we're going to talk about
this one story about, this, and then,
But it gets real deep on there. Also, if you'll subscribe to our YouTube channel, it'll help us out. And hit the bells for notification, and you'll know every time we put up a new video. And follow us on Instagram. And follow yourselves to a nice little week this week. Hope you stay cool out there.
Stay cool and don't get so salty.